All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're decoding the official N8N/chat package. This is the component you need if you want to give your conversational AI a user-friendly face. We're going to break down its architecture, its security, and all the critical details you absolutely need to know before you even think about shipping to production.
So picture this. You've done all the hard work. You've built this awesome AI agent in N8N. I mean, it can do anything. Query databases, manage projects, you name it. But then you hit that classic wall. How do people actually talk to it? How do you get this brilliant thing out of your workflow and into the hands of a user?
You're at a fork in the road, right? On one side, you could build a totally custom front end, but let's be real, that's a massive project. We're talking huge costs, long dev cycles, and a whole new universe of security headaches to deal with. Or you could take the shortcut. Embedding a pre-built widget is fast, it's simple, and when it's the official one, you know it's going to work.
And that, my friends, brings us to the solution, the @NNN/chat package. This is N8N's official answer to this exact problem. It's the perfect little bridge to connect your powerhouse of a backend with your end user.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. These numbers tell you everything you need to know. With over 8,500 downloads a week and updates happening constantly, this is not some dusty, forgotten side project. No way. This is a mature, actively maintained, and battle-tested package you can rely on.
So how does this thing actually tick? Let's dive into its architecture. And honestly, the best way to wrap your head around it is to think of the chat widget as just a remote control for your AI. This is what we call a decoupled architecture. The chat widget itself is just a thin client. It's basically a dumb TV remote. It's got buttons, it looks nice, but there's no real intelligence there. All the heavy lifting, the power, the security, the brains of the operation, that's all happening inside your N8N backend. That's the smart TV. The widget just sends signals. And here's exactly what happens when that signal gets sent. First, the user types a message. The widget immediately bundles it up and shoots a post request to your webhook. That webhook acts like a doorbell, waking up the chat trigger node in your workflow. Then, boom, all your AI logic kicks in. And finally, the response streams right back to the widget. It's a beautifully simple loop. Now, if you only remember one thing from this whole explainer, please let it be this. The widget itself has zero security features. None. Nada. Its entire safety net? Everything depends completely on how well you've locked down your backend workflow. So with that in mind, let's turn this theory into practice. It's time to put on our senior developer hats and walk through the absolute non-negotiable must-have settings you need to configure before a single real user ever touches your chat widget. And the good news is, everything we're about to talk about happens in one single place, the chat trigger node. Think of this node as the bouncer at the front door of your AI club. You get these settings right, you've got a secure app. You get them wrong, well, you've left the front door wide open. Okay, first decision, authentication. The none option? Just don't. It's for public hobby projects and it's super high risk. Basic auth is a pretty solid choice for internal tools where you can share a key. But if you need top-tier security, like for an admin panel, NN user auth is the gold standard. It forces an actual NN login.
Okay, beyond authentication, there are three other critical settings. First, allowed origins, your CORS policy. You have to explicitly whitelist your domains. Using a wildcard here is just asking for trouble. Second, enable streaming response. Trust me, just turn it on. It makes your AI feel so much faster to the user. And third, for real back and forth conversations, you gotta enable load previous session. Just know that it needs a shared memory node to work.
All right, so your agent is secure, it's performant, but what's it gonna cost to run? Let's talk about the practical side of this. And it all boils down to one very simple and kind of scary rule. Get this, every single time a user sends a message, it triggers one complete billable execution of your entire workflow. So a simple 10-message chat, that's 10 full workflow runs you're paying for. It is a direct one-to-one relationship, and you have to design for it. This cost model basically forces you to become what's been called a workflow economist. Your job isn't just to build a workflow that works, it's to build one that's lean and efficient. Every extra node, every unnecessary step directly translates into a higher bill at the end of the month. Now, apart from the cost, there are a couple of functional gotchas you should know about. Being aware of these up front is going to save you hours of pulling your hair out while debugging.
First up, clickable links don't really work.
They'll just show up as plain text in the widget. So if your AI is citing sources, make sure it's just spitting out the raw URL. Second, and this is a big one, your workflow absolutely must return a perfectly formatted JSON object with output and session ID keys. If you get it wrong, even by a little bit, the widget just errors out. It's very strict.
So, let's put it all together. We've seen how it works, how to lock it down, and its limitations. That leaves us with the final question. Is the @N8/chat package the right tool for your project?
Here's the bottom line. The widget is a fantastic accelerator. It lets you get a user-facing AI out the door in minutes instead of months. But always remember that remote control analogy. The remote is only as powerful, as smart, and as secure as the smart TV, your back-end workflow that it's connected to.
So the trade-off is crystal clear. The pros are huge. Lightning-fast deployment, official support, and you can style it however you want with CSS. But those pros come with major dependencies. Security is 100% on you and your back-end. The cost scales directly with how much people use it, and its functionality is totally capped by what your workflow can produce.
Ultimately, N8N has handed you a sleek, simple remote control that works right out of the box. It's fantastic. But the real question, the one you need to ask yourself, is this. Is your smart TV, your back-end N8N workflow, truly configured, hardened, and optimized for production?